Howdy champs, my name is Mohit and people. Today I'm going to show you how to work with CSS counters and hence create a multicolored bulleted numbered list, a dual kind of a list. Let me show you a browser preview so you'll get an idea what the end product is, and it was real fun, creating this. It's not so difficult at all if you have a good understanding of colon before, colon after, pseudo elements, the content property, and the counter increment, counter reset properties. It shouldn't be too difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrap the code. I'm going to do the whole project, almost the whole project, all over again, so you'll get a much better idea. But I'm not going to scrap the code completely. I'm going to leave something which is a little cumbersome to write. I'll leave it as is. Okay, but I'll scrap most of the code so you'll get a much better idea as to how we should go about it. So let's start, people. In the opening and the closing style tags, I'm scrapping this bit, and in the body of the document, I'm scrapping this bit. Okay, so you see I'm actually working with HTML5 doc type. The title, you should change it ideally. So we have the opening style tag out here, the closing style tag out here, and the opening and the closing body tags go out here. I've already saved the document under the name counter.html. Right, let's create some fun. People, my Sublime Text 2, my editor, is emit package enabled. That allows me to code real quick magically, expand my code magically, as you'll soon see. Right. So I would want to have an OL list with a class of, let's say, fancy. Should inside have li items, obviously, which should in turn have some content. Let's say lorem 5 tab, and how many list items? Let's say into 5 tab. Now the code expands magically because of emit package that I already talked about. Now next what I'm going to do is, people, I'm going to give each of my li items a class. Class is equal to green, and let's copy this bit up. Let's paste it here and here and here. I'm sorry. Control V to paste, Control C to copy. As always, let's change the class names. This should be red. This should be blue and dark red, orange. Let's save the document up. At this point, if I were to take a browser preview, so you should see the ordered list in its most raw form, natural form. Right, so let's add some colors, let's add some fun to this. Let's begin. Okay, so first rule, OL dot fancy basically means the OL list with the class fancy, the only list that we have. Counter reset property and resetting li. Now we'll come back to the counter reset property a little later. Let's create the next rules. OL with the class fancy, which have li's inside. Basically targeting the li's within OLs with the class fancy. Right. First things first, list style, shorten property, setting it to none. So no numbers, no images, no nothing, no change of positions. So that'll make sure that the numbering, automatic numbering, disappears. If I were to save the document up, Control S, bring the browser up, and if I were to refresh, the numbers vanish expectedly. Right. And next people, margin bottom, let's say 12 tab. So spacing out my list items. There you go. That's all. Is there anything else I need to do? I don't think so. Right, so let's proceed with the next rule. The pseudo element. OL fancy li colon before. So basically I would want to add some pseudo content before all my list items. Wonderful. File save. Good habit to keep saving your document time and again. Always start with the content property. And this time we are not going to feed in any textual content, but the counter property. The content property is a wonderful property, people. It can acquire values of ATRA, open quotes, close quotes, no open quotes, no close quotes, no quotes, URL, and a lot. It's wonderful, just simply wonderful. Love it. So counter li. I'm going to explain line number 10 and 11 together. Counter increment li. Now, basically what this means is, let every occurrence of li feed the variable counter and increment it by 1 on every occurrence. So every time it encounters li, it should feed a variable counter by 1, and that variable should appear just before the li's as a pseudo element, a fake element. Pseudo means fake. Yep, not created through the markup but through the CSS. And this also explains what reset means. It means just in case you've had a previous OL list, and if you've had li having a value like 789, just reset that value to nothing. Just reset it, right? So that we can start a new list with 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers and not 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe. All right. So simple. Create a variable counter, feed it values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., which obviously go on incrementing with every occurrence of a list item. Right. At this point, if I were to check, you see, you can see those numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but just they're sticking to the the content. So I should also change the color. That's the first thing I notice. It's too dark. So color property hash FFF or white, whatever you like. Save, bring the browser up, refresh. Cool. Now push the bullets away from the content, the text. How do you do that? Margin right, 14, tab, bring the browser up. Where's the browser? Yep, there you go. Let's add some padding. Why? You'll soon see. 0px, 0px, 7px. Let's try this. 0 for the top and bottom, left and right is 7. Padding shorten property. Again, shorten, people. I simply love using it. Why did the padding not work? Let me just think. Obviously, I need to save the document. Who will do that? Yep, works. Maybe I should make this one. Maybe, let's see. Yeah, this is more squarish now, right? You can actually play around. You should play around with this value to make it, look like a proper square. And then let's round it. Border radius property, obviously. What else? Border radius, 100%. Old technique, people. Bring the browser up. Yeah. Cool. And I'm going to go out here. I'm going to use the font shorten property. Sorry. Font shorthand property. And let's set the font to let's say 24px times New Roman. Right. Save it. Just want to make things appear big and nice. Times New Roman. Right. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give a nice effect to the I'm gonna add a nice border 1px dashed white. Save. Control S. Wonderful. Except that maybe this could, let's try 0 out here. Let's try to round it a little better. Yeah, this is better. This is rounded properly, and this is also the end product. Now people, let's understand these few classes out here, how they actually impact the whole situation. You see, I've added classes green, red, blue, dark red, orange, and they also act as the backgrounds for the different bullets, different numbered bullets, dual functionality. Awesome. They give the background the same as the class name, green, red, blue, dark red, orange, and they add the box shadow. Now X displacement, Y displacement, or horizontal vertical displacement. This is the blur value, and this is the spread. I'm actually spreading that color by 2px beyond the 1px dashed white border. That gives that nice effect. You see, the color is actually extending beyond the actual circle, the actual border. Because white borders wouldn't show in the white background, I need to extend the color a little bit, and that is happening because of box shadow. You see, I'm not using vendor prefixes. Ideally, you should, people. Just for simplicity's sake, just to save time and just not dwell too much into that. Focus more on the technique. I'm avoiding it. You shouldn't. Check the browser compatibility. Add vendor prefixes like dash, webkit dash, dash, mouse dash, ms dash, etc. wherever needed. Okay, so that's it, people. So very simple. What I'll do is I'll push the code into CodePen, bring up a URL, and show you that URL in the description of this tutorial. You can then download the code. You can just copy the code, use the code, and have fun. So people, I hope you found this information useful. I hope you will sub. I hope you will thumb the video up. I hope you will subscribe. And can I also hope that you'll keep coming back for more and more tutorials for me. Once you have a good day. Bye bye. Peace.